Hi, I'm Audrey Sunshine Monkey. I've been here at Gold Arrow Camp since 1986, and I'm one of the camp directors here.
Hi, I'm Steve Monkey. I'm one of the camp directors.
I'm Andy Soy Meshberger, and I'm a director here at Gold Arrow Camp.
Welcome to Gold Arrow Camp. We've put together this orientation video for our first-year families. It's geared towards both parents and campers, and we hope it'll help you feel more comfortable about coming to camp for the first time. We're going to cover a lot of things like what to expect the first day of camp, how you can prepare for camp, packing tips, how you're going to communicate with each other, and much more. So enjoy this orientation video, and of course, feel free to call us with any questions that you still have. So one of the things that lots of first-time campers and parents worry about is homesickness. So I want to talk for just a minute about homesickness, which is a very normal feeling for people when they're away from home. Even adults feel homesick when we're on trips. We miss our pillow or our dog or different things about home. So it's very normal to feel homesick when you're at camp. But there's a lot that we do here at GAC to help you feel comfortable. Your counselors will right away welcome you to camp, introduce you to other kids, and they're going to help you feel at home as quickly as possible. They'll let you know the routines that you're going to have in your cabin. They'll read to you at night, tuck you into your sleeping bag, and just make you feel at home just as quickly as possible. There's some things that you can do as well if you are starting to feel homesick at camp. Definitely let your counselor know. Talk to your counselor and let them know how you're feeling, because they have a lot of experience with it, and many of them were homesick themselves, so they can help you with that. Also, it's really important to keep yourself busy and just get really involved at camp, doing all the fun activities that we have going on here. The busier you are, the more fun you're having, the less homesick you'll feel. Some kids also find it helpful to keep a journal or write letters home when they're feeling homesick, and that helps them. Others find it useful to play cards or games with their cabin mates during the down times, like rest hour and around bedtime. I want to talk to parents for just a minute here, because one of the things that I've learned over my many years at camp is that actually camp the first time is much harder on parents than it is on kids. So parents, you at home might be feeling kid sick while your camper's away, and there's some ideas for you as well. One thing I recommend is that you don't spend the entire time your camper is at camp just looking at the photos of them having fun at camp. Instead, it's a great idea for you to try to think of some fun things for you to do while they're away at camp. Your camper will love to get letters from you, so you can write some letters or emails every day to your camper, but we really recommend that you stay busy as well. If you need help dealing with your own kid sickness, there's lots of experienced camp parents who I'm sure would be happy to talk with you about that. So in addition to your counselors who live with you in your cabin and are with you throughout the day, and your head counselors who are checking in with you regularly, you also have your camp directors, and that's myself, Monkey, Chelster, Soy, and Bean, and all of us have been at camp for many years. We also have camp nurses, a doctor, camp moms, and many other camp staff. And everyone here is here to help make sure that you have a terrific experience. So if at any time you're struggling with something or you need anything, you can really talk to any adult here at camp and we can help you out. We also do something for those of you who might feel a little shy about letting someone know if you're having a problem. We do a mid-session confidential evaluation form. We have you just let us know how you're doing, if you're having fun and making friends, and if you're having any problems, you can let us know on that form. And it's confidential, only your head counselor and camp directors will see it, so your cabin counselors and cabin mates won't read that. But it gives us the opportunity to follow up with you and make sure that we help out to make sure that you have just a fantastic experience here with us at camp. So these are just a few reminders for parents before you send your child off to camp. First of all, I know that forms can be somewhat of a hassle, but we've tried to make them as convenient as possible. Most of them are online and you can complete them at home. There's only a few that need a little outside help. You need to get a physician's examination within 1 year of your camper coming to camp, and we need that form. Please get your forms in on time at least 1 month before your child's session starts so that our staff have the opportunity to review them. Our kitchen staff need to know about any allergies, our wellness center staff need to know about any healthcare needs, and our counselors really need to know anything that they can do to help make your child's experience here really fantastic. Another thing that some parents like to do is send a letter in the mail before camp even begins. Sounds a little crazy, but mail sometimes takes up to 3 or 4 days to get here at camp, so you might want to drop a letter in the mail early and send it ahead of time. If your child is bringing any medications to camp, we're going to want you to bring those to the bus stop in a Ziploc bag with the pink medication card. It's really important that all medications are in their original prescription container and that the dosage that you list on the pink card is the same as what their doctor has prescribed. So a couple things campers to remember before you come to camp. First of all is you need to be able to take a shower on your own. Here at camp, you're going to be independent as you take your shower, so you need to be able to wash your own hair and wash your own body and all that good stuff. So if you're used to taking baths at home, practice taking showers before you come to camp. Another thing that you'll need to get used to doing is using lip balm and lotion regularly. It's really dry up here, so we want you to get in the habit even before you come to camp of putting on lip balm regularly and putting on lotion after showers, at bedtime, and throughout the day to keep your skin well hydrated. Another thing we like to remind you is that when you're coming to camp, it's going to be a really busy time. You're going to be very active for the few weeks that you're at camp. And so it's great to be very well rested before you come to camp. So we always recommend that in the time leading up to camp, you have some downtime, rest time, you get really good sleep. It's never a good idea to have an all-night sleepover with your friends the night before you come to camp. You really want to be well rested and healthy before you get up here so that you can fully enjoy your weeks at camp. All right, so packing for camp is the first opportunity for you to start practicing the responsibility that you're going to be having at camp. It's really important, campers, that you help or do the packing all on your own. We've provided you with a packing list, and if you're a younger camper, maybe you can lay out all your clothes and have your mom or dad just check that it's the right stuff, that you're not bringing anything that's too fancy or that you would be sad about getting ruined or lost at camp. But it's really important that you do the packing because you're going to be the one knowing where your stuff is then at camp. We don't want you to get to camp and not know where your pillowcase is or your bathing suit and things like that. So help your parents with packing or do the packing yourself, but make sure that you know where everything is put in your luggage. Most campers bring 2 bags to camp. One smaller duffel bag style bag that you can use for our outpost trip to Shaver Lake. That one needs to be able to fit your sleeping bag, towel, and your toiletries and a few clothing. Usually the larger bag has most of your clothing, your stationery, and other camp supplies in it. Really important that you label everything, and I mean even your toothbrush. If things are labeled, we can get them back to you if they get lost at camp. Really important that you can use a Sharpie to label things or the clothing labels that you iron in or tape in, but make sure that everything's labeled, and that way you can keep track of your belongings while you're at camp. Another way to help with packing, something that I've found helpful, is instead of packing with your stack of t-shirts, your stack of shorts, your socks, etc., it's a lot easier at camp to have outfits rolled up for each day so that after a shower you can just pull out a clean outfit. So what I recommend is taking a t-shirt, a pair of shorts, clean underwear and socks, rolling it up like a burrito and having them stacked in your bag. That way, after your shower or when you're getting ready in the morning, you can just pull out a clean outfit. Some people also use the large Ziploc bags and put a whole outfit in there, but it seems to be a much easier way to keep track of things at camp. We live out of our luggage here at camp. We don't move into drawers or shelves or anything. So the more organized you can keep your clothes in your luggage, the easier it'll make it for you while you're at camp. Another thing that a lot of campers bring to camp is either a stack of photos or a small photo album. Once you make these new friends and you meet your counselors, they're going to want to know more about you. So if you want to bring a picture of your dog and your family and other things that are important to you, that's a really fun way to share about yourself. So a lot of our campers bring a small photo album with them to camp, and that's something that you can pack in addition to your regular clothing and other things that are on the packing list. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about communicating while you're at camp. Like I talked about earlier, it's really crazy. This is the first time probably for parents and kids that you're not going to be in touch every day and all the time with phone calls, in person, or texts. So it's a little unusual. While you're at camp, you're going to be communicating with letters. And I think it's a really neat thing because these may be the only letters that you exchange with one another, since you don't need to write letters the rest of the year. So campers, you are able to write letters and mail letters every day from camp. There's a mail slot at our camp store, and you can drop letters with stamps on them anytime you want, and the mail goes out every single day from camp. Parents, you have a couple different options. You can mail letters and postcards, or you can also send emails. The emails are actually printed out and delivered with the rest of the mail for campers. So they're not going to be sitting at a computer reading your email, but they will get it with their regular mail each day. Campers love getting mail, so we really encourage you to write a lot of letters. And campers, we do encourage you to write letters to your parents to let them know how much fun you're having, because they're waiting at home and really excited to get letters from you while you're at camp. Parents, if you ever have any question or concern, you can always call the camp office and get a message to us, and we can check on whatever question you have and get back to you. So you are allowed to contact the office and call us, but you won't be able to call your camper while they're at camp. Another tip for you is to bring some pre-addressed envelopes or postcards to send home. A couple times a week, we have what we call mail meals, and that means that you need to write a letter home in order to go into dinner. Those are on Wednesdays and Sundays. It makes it much easier if you have them ready to go and all you have to do is write the note. So if you could put the stamps on and have them addressed ahead of time, that's great. If there are people you need to write to, like grandparents or an aunt or uncle or a friend, make sure you have all of your letters and postcards addressed ahead of time. Once you get to camp, you're going to find that you're so busy having fun that it's hard to take the time to write letters. So if you can have them pretty much ready to go and all you need to do is write the note, it'll make it a lot easier for you once you're here. Another quick reminder is we do not allow any packages or large envelopes being sent to camp. So any letter or postcard just needs to be able to be sent with just a first-class stamp. So please let friends and relatives know that you encourage them to send letters to your camper, but they need to just require a first-class stamp, so no large packages or envelopes. You can read more about why we have our package policy in our information online. You'll see on the summer calendar that's on the back of the parent handbook that we have some special events that go on during camp. Each session has a dance that has a theme that goes along with it. We also have some special event days that vary throughout the sessions. And just so you know, you don't need to pack anything special for those events. A lot of times campers create costumes or props here at camp for those events. But if you happen to have something at home that fits the theme, by all means, go ahead and pack it and bring it along to camp. Another quick message for parents about the first day of camp. We're going to talk about what it's like, but for you as a parent, it can be a little difficult saying goodbye to your camper, and you don't want your camper worrying on their bus ride to camp. So please be reassuring and smile and wave your camper off so that they know that you're going to be fine without them while they're at camp. For campers, most of you will come to camp on one of our buses. We have buses from various locations, and it's a really fun way to come to camp because you start making friends and meeting people right away from the moment you get to the bus stop. Counselors will help you meet other kids who are either going to be in your cabin or a cabin nearby. And on the bus ride, we sing songs and play games, and we watch some fun videos, including a video that introduces you to all the staff who are working at camp this summer. So the bus ride is a really great start to camp and a really fun way to start meeting people and having fun. Once you arrive at camp, the bus actually drops you off at the top of our road. You walk down into camp, and there you will be greeted by your counselor and any cabin mates who have arrived before you. They'll be holding up a cabin sign with the number on it, and you'll know what cabin you're in because when you checked in at the bus stop, they'll give you a name tag with your name and your cabin number. And so you'll know exactly where you're going, and you'll be greeted by your counselor and cabin mates, and you'll start meeting other new people and making friends right away. On that first afternoon, after you've been greeted and all the buses have arrived, you'll all go and move into your new camp home. Most of our cabins are large tents on wood platforms, and there are bunk beds inside. And your counselors will have put welcome signs on the bunk so that you know where your bed's going to be. You'll get set up there throughout the afternoon. You'll also tour around camp so that you know where the bathrooms are and the campfires and everything that you need to know where it is. We'll have dinner followed by camper orientation, which is all of us all together. We'll welcome you to camp, go over safety rules, make sure you know all the people that you need to know at camp for getting any help that you might need while you're at camp. And then we have a real highlight, which is your first campfires with your cabin group. And at those campfires, you're gonna get to know everybody in your group. If you haven't already remembered all their names, you're gonna really know their names and a lot about them by the end of that first evening at camp. Starting the next morning is just our regular camp schedule. You'll have activities and all kinds of fun things going on then throughout the rest of your stay at camp. So in each tent at camp, there are 8 to 10 campers and 2 or 3 counselors. And you'll see that each tent has bunk beds for campers, and each tent also has its own campfire pit. This is something really special at GAC. Campfires are a really important time of day for us, so each group has your own campfire pit, and most evenings you get to have that time with your group. We also have bathrooms that are located throughout camp and fairly close to your cabins. And while the cabins have no electricity, the bathrooms have warm water, electricity, and all that good stuff. So they're nearby, and that's where you go if you need the bathroom. If you need to use the restroom and it's the middle of the night, you wake your counselor up. So don't worry about needing to walk out of your tent into the night to go to the bathroom. Your counselors will always go with you during the nighttime. So starting Monday, you'll start just doing your regular daily schedule at camp. And you can see that each day is fairly similar. We have our meal times, we have activity periods in the morning and the afternoon, and those are times that you go with your cabin group. And it's a really great thing that you get to do all these activities together because it's really bonding to experience things together. And it's a way to make sure that you try things, even things that you're a little bit nervous about. It's really comfortable trying new activities when you're with your own group and your group counselor. So the morning and afternoon activities are with your group. And the evening, every evening, is called our free choice time. And that's a time that if you really love a particular activity, you can sign up to do that one more often. Early morning activities are optional, and those are also another time that kids who really want to pursue a particular activity can try those. If you're really into wakeboarding or water skiing, that's something that you can do almost every early morning. You could also sign up during free time. So there's lots of opportunities to pursue more of activities that you really like a lot. We're really looking forward to welcoming you to GAC, and we thank you for joining us this summer. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to make your experience with us better this summer.